And we are actually live for the 9th time. We was just discussing the midfield before we rudely got interrupted by what only I can presume is my modem or something going on with my internet service provider. So apologies to anyone who was watching that live stream. Adam was speaking and it just went, and then it went off. But we are back now for, you can call it part 2. You can call it a completely different kind of conversation. We're going to discuss the midfield scenario, the cryptic messages with Kobbie Mainoo, the reports around Bruno Fernandes as well, going to Saudi next year, apparently been contacted by Cristiano Ronaldo's team. So he's going to have one more year in the Premier League and go. And then also news from Fabrizio Romano, which you'll see on the news ticker, about Carlos BALEBA being really interested in the move to Man United. So let me read out the quote from Romano for Adam and Shreyas, and then we'll get their reaction. So, Manchester United are very happy with the enthusiasm of Carlos BALEBA in opening the doors, even without European football. He is a name approved by everyone at the club, and Man United are looking to return at the end of the season, basically in the summer, to revisit that kind of groundwork that they've already done. He seems like the number one target, Shreyas. Do you think we'll get him next season with the competition potentially? And also, is it actually better maybe him developing at Brighton for another year?
Again, if it would have happened this window itself, it would have been a match made in heaven for us. But unfortunately, it didn't. And I think next season whether it will happen or not happen, it depends on a lot of variables. If United can finish in the top 8, I think we will have a good shot at getting him in, because the player did seem a whole lot more motivated to come to United. But if United have another catastrophic season, I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool went in for him next year to actually get, that sort of a CDM into that sort of a lineup. And I think United need to at least show signs of progression. I think if United can do that, if United can show, signs of actually progressing, getting better, getting consistent with their performances week in and week out, I think definitely there is a chance of us getting BALEBA next year in as well, whether there is competition or there is not competition, because there has been competition this window itself with most of our, top signings, whether you look at Cunha and Mbeumo, when you look at Sesko, and all of them pretty much chose United over that specific club who has Champions League football. So the pull is definitely there. The whole thing is, will Amorim still be in a job by them? Is definitely a question still. Will United be in European competition next year? That is also another big question. So there are a whole lot of variables, but I think we'll get a much fairer picture within the first 15 games of the season.
For the meantime, at least, Adam, we have a Kobbie Mainoo situation happening. We had reports towards the end of the window that he wants to go out on loan because he's not happy with the amount of game time that he's getting. Amorim played him against Grimsby for whatever that's worth, and then brought him on for the last 45 against Burnley. So it seems like he's trusted him a little bit more, but he also took to social media with you guys said you've seen it. Some people may have not seen Whiplash, which is basically a film about a drummer who has this really kind of intense coach. Hopefully there's no spoilers here or anything, but he pushes him to the fucking depths of hell to get the best out of him. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't work with players, but it does have that feeling about it a little bit, doesn't it, Adam, that Amorim's almost treating him like that, kind of giving him it a little bit just to kind of push that performance maybe?
Yeah, because I think it's towards the end, kind of last season. He didn't have the best of the season. To be fair, nobody at the club had a really good season.
Injuries as well.
Last year, injuries as well, yeah. He didn't have really a consistent run. But with the whole Whiplash kind of thing, I know it's about mastering your art, kind of, in a way. And look, as long as he keeps the head down, I've always said, don't let this kind of thing get to your head. Like, we've seen it's happened countless times. Sancho, I think Rashford in recent years, where players think they're better than they actually are. I respect a player more who isn't as good, but they genuinely work hard. And I think that's all everyone wants to see is hard work. And I know the Cryptic posts are going there. Hopefully isn't it, if you talk the talk, walk the walk, whatever it is, something along those lines.
Yeah.
So hopefully he actually is working on, and what I can imagine he is, He wants to play because it's a World Cup the year before a World Cup, a season before the World Cup. So he's been dropped from the England squad, which I don't understand as well, given I don't think you have the best options there. You have Rice, Wharton. Who else are you looking for in midfield? Bellingham. I suppose Bellingham as well. But like, I think he's a different type of midfielder than all of them. A completely different like profile. And I haven't seen a midfielder for us in particular that's had that kind of football brain and it comes to them naturally. And I think that's what fans are kind of like, that's what they want. They want to see that. And I think the manager also does see the talent that he is because he's spoken highly of him. And if you perform really well, we've seen it with Lenny Yoro as well. The manager's come out and sang his praises. And I think the manager will sing his praises as well. And I think some players, they kind of need this kick as well. Like if they're drifting off a little bit, kind of slap them back into the fray in a way. So, like, I think he can have a good year because given what's happening, I know the competition's Bruno, but like Bruno hasn't been really great this season. I haven't seen really much. Like, okay, he's played all right here and there, but I don't think he's necessarily had a really good season. I know he scored the winner against Burnley, the penalty, missed the one against Fulham. So, like, it's up for grabs, it is. And that sort of position that Bruno's in, when you're looking at the kind of system that Amarim plays, it's not really that because you have the 2 10s already. They're the ones for creativity, scoring goals as well. And Bruno's kind of that, like, we've had this whole debate in the summer we did, and I know we're going to go into that segment next probably about Bruno and that. But, like, I don't think we could have let him go. And, like, he wanted to go, but we couldn't because we couldn't get anybody in that late. So the club had no choice. And, like, he just has to put his head down. And if he works hard, it'll be rewarded. And I think it's been noticed recently now.
We've seen with Luke Shaw, for example, when Jose Mourinho tried giving him tough love, it was kind of like, didn't really work, did it? It was kind of like, it works the opposite way. But there is cases where it's worked with players. And I think Mainoo's humble enough to learn and be consistent where he can get to a point where he can start becoming a regular because he's obviously talented. You don't play in finals for England and semi-finals with the talent pool that they've got if you're not a certain caliber of player, but there's certain demands in the system which he needs to kind of work towards. I just feel like if Cobby's name was Pablo Mainoo and he was Spanish international and he came up, like I feel like he would get a lot more credit, but he doesn't because he's in the Premier League and all people talk about in the Premier League is athleticism and physicality. And like we was talking before, joking before off the camera about 4-4-2 and how we miss it and certain elements of it and more direct football. And it's slightly going back that way a little bit. But it's almost annoying a little bit, Shreyas, isn't it, to talk about someone's recovery runs rather than, okay, well, what's he like on the actual fucking ball, like his technical ability?
Yeah, because he brings a lot of, you would say naturalness to that sort of position, the way he moves around with the ball, having that sort of confidence and, having that sort of ability to take on defenders, move into space, go for a shot or, just, have that sort of, you would say awareness. Plus on top of that, having that sort of class as well to manage himself in those difficult situations. And for a young player, like you mentioned, his rise was meteoric. He came in, he took that position and again was a big reason why England made it into that Euros final in the first place because that midfield was all over the place. Till Mainoo actually came in, he solidified that back line, he solidified that midfield, and there is definitely a big talent there. And like you mentioned, if he played, if he like even right now, if he moved to a club like a Barcelona, if he moved to a club for that matter like a Real Madrid, he would do really well in both those teams because they need those sort of players, who have that sort of ability and that sort of technical side of the game with them as well. That, they're not just unidimensional that, they are just, going to make recovery runs. They're just going to win the ball back. But they need players who know how to spread the ball. They need ball carriers. They need people who can drive the ball up into midfield. And those are areas where Mainoo actually excels in because all those areas of the game allows you to have more freedom on the ball. And in this system right now, there isn't much freedom for a midfielder. It is very restricted and there isn't a lot of scope for you to make a mistake because if you do commit a mistake, it's going to be open season for a counter attack.
When we watch Mainoo, Adam, what do you want to see more from him? If you're doing your analysis and you're kind of looking at red flags and green flags and stuff with him as a player, what does he do really well in your opinion, and what do you think he needs to improve on? And it doesn't even have to be kind of because of the system, just in general as a player, do you think?
Well, as a player, when I look at him, one of the things that stands out is his ability in tight spaces. Yeah. Like, he's really quick with his feet. Playing 1-2 is very, very fast. I don't want to, like, he has that kind of athletic figure as well that lets him, you know, skip between players as well. And one of my worries is that I've seen it countless times where these players who we've had that are athletes, they bulk up and they just become slow. They lose their pace. That's something I don't want to see from him. But I know some people are saying, oh, maybe he gets pushed off a bit too much. All this, like, there's a point where you gain too much muscle, you lose pace as well.
Yeah.
And it's happened. Like, I remember Lukaku being
just about to say Lukaku.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
No, I remember.
That point.
Yeah.
He just came in. He was just like this. I was like, does he have a neck? Where is his neck gone? But like, it seems to be a thing that's happened with United players that have come in. They've bulked up and they've bulked up too much. And they've just become slow, sluggish, and it does affect on the field. So I don't want to just kind of lose that natural athleticism. Even though I know there is a call for him to be more, I suppose more physical. Maybe his defensive awareness. Sometimes he kind of commits too early, I think. And given the players that we did have and what the midfield that we did have when he would be playing back then, like, you'd like to see him be a bit more, you know, aware of potentially he's going to misplace that.
Yeah.
So just
which will also come with experience as well, right? With
exactly.
His age. Yeah.
He's a young player, and one thing about he wanted to go out on loan, and realistically, look, who would you go to on loan that late in the window? Who'd be the one to go? And
but I also admire it at the same time, the fact that he wants.
I do, yeah, he wants to play, but he's better than I think the level of Everton or, you know, Brighton. Like, I think he's good enough to start in one of the top teams. And if one of the top teams were to come and ask for him on loan, you had Atletico Madrid, I think, was that the rumor going around? Was it for a while?
For Kobe Mainoo, I don't know. There was clubs, I think there was 10 to 12 clubs in Europe who wanted to bring him on. I don't know about specifics, but I just remember reading.
I'm sure there was some top teams in there that were interested as well. And like, if he was to go there, he'd be competing against better midfielders than the ones that we have. So back yourself as well to get into this. And I think he has no choice now, but I think he's doing that. But yeah, those are kind of the areas I think he's good at. But I'd like to see, don't bulk too much, because it seems to be a Manchester United thing over the years.
Yeah.
And don't lose that kind of natural, I suppose, pace, because he is fast. People downplay his pace, but he is quite fast as well.
Yeah. For me, when I watch him with Mainoo, I feel like I want to see a bit more range in his passing. So in this system at United, the wide areas are really, really important, and isolating players at times as well seems to be important, getting it into the feet. And if you had more of a player like Paul Scholes, who, I tell you now, even if Paul Scholes was in this system, people would still be talking about like athleticism and recovery runs and getting back and forth and blah blah blah, just because naturally the way the system is. But I'm talking about that kind of range where Kobe could pick it up on a half turn and just ping it over to Ahmad. You know, those long switches. Pogba used to do it for Rashford all the time.
Rooney, I remember, was really good at it.
Those switches of play, and he started doing it a little bit, but I think he needs to be a bit more risky like that. Like, start switching play, being more dominant on the ball, contributing a little bit more going forward. I know that role isn't specifically designed for that, but just more. He pops up, doesn't he, with the odd goal like Liverpool and Wolves and stuff, but maybe more in that kind of department. And then his off the ball stuff obviously needs to improve. I think that's one of the biggest ones for me personally. But watching him play, I think you failed the player almost, Shreyas, haven't you? If you can't get him into the team and you can't get him playing regular, that's a failure on United's part. That for a kid to come up and put all that work in to a Manchester lad and to find this gem and not to get the best out of him, I think we would look back on that almost as if like you got that one wrong.
Yeah, definitely. Because, and again, there's still time. There's still a whole lot of time left in this season. Mainoo isn't going anywhere, at least for this year. And who knows, by the end of this year, he actually makes himself a starter in this team. It is still very much possible that, he adapts to the position. He's looked decent in the past 2 games where he's gotten minutes. So you never know. And with Mainoo, one thing that I do know is once he gets going, he knows how to adapt to the rhythm of the game. That is something he does really well, and that is one of the biggest reasons why when he made his debut for United, Ten Hag never dropped him since that game against Everton. So I'm hoping that it works out. I'm hoping that he adapts to this position and this sort of a system, because again, the ceiling with this guy is some especially for midfielders. I don't remember the last time we had a midfielder with this sort of quality and this sort of ability on the ball coming through the academy in quite some time now. So you need to, protect this talent, and you need to allow him to grow and adapt.
It's going to be interesting to see who starts in the derby, innit? I'm really, really focused to see who Amarin goes with, depending on what options kind of are available. Bruno Fernandes.
Has Kobe had a bad game against City from when he's played?
I don't know. My memory's not that great to remember specific games.
You had the FA Cup final. I think they won game at the FA. Scored. I think he had a good game again. I know we lost the Community Shield that time on penalties, but I think he had a good game. I think we conceded late on in that. Yeah. But like, I think he's good enough to start at this level. He is. For me, he's the best, I think, player that's come from the academy. Definitely since Rashford, anyway. If you're looking at it, I think. Like, I know people mention Garnacho, but like,
fuck him.
Yeah, I can't put it any better.
No, quite simply put, just
talking about Rashford, the Mail Sport has just put out Barcelona are reportedly considering returning back Rashford after just 45 days.
I don't know if I believe that. From the Mail Sport, like, that's hasty. For a club like Barcelona to take a player in on loan after 2 games and go, we're going to send it back. Like, it's Sancho we're talking about.
Days.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not
true.
don't get me wrong. I wouldn't like put my fucking house on it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if after
big
2
transfer
games,
week for the bomb squad.
Yeah, God knows. And like you said, anything's possible in football, innit? But with Bruno Fernandes, I was going to segue onto then, and this is the whole part of the midfield kind of conversation, Adam. We just had reports again coming in from Ben Jacobs, who, when it comes to kind of ties to Saudi and stuff, seems to be relatively good. And Al Nassr is Ronaldo's team, right? Is that correct?
Al Nassr, yeah.
Al Nassr wants Bruno Fernandes now as well. So there's a few clubs who might be going back in for him next season. That seems like the right time, doesn't it? By the end of the season, like, to let him go. If the price is right, first and foremost, that's what we want to know. And then number 2 is also a reflection on the time. Is imagine if he goes and then we start like winning things or like competing near the top. It'd almost be sad a little bit, wouldn't it, for Bruno to be the talisman through that shit period for it to see it out and then end like that almost.
It happens in football though. Like these players, I suppose we've had big names that have been talisman in the past before, and then they've just missed out on the golden era. Was it from 92 onwards?
Yeah.
Brian
Robson.
Brian Robson, was the one that was coming to my head. Brian Robson, club legend status. But like, he didn't win what, for me, he deserved to win. And I think that's going to be the same stage with Bruno. I'd love if we won one of the big 2. He deserves, I think, one of the big 2. And it's
likelihood,
a thing,
though.
A likelihood.
What are the odds? Give us a live odds right now on United winning a Champions League or a Premier League by the time Bruno leaves the club.
Well, it's more likely to be the Prem, and that'd have to be this season if we're letting him go next year.
Yeah.
That's
somehow I don't think that's happening. I mean,
no.
Yeah, somehow.
Like, the only thing is, like, I think on our day, I know we've been dreadful for a year in particular. But I think on our day, I think we can beat all the teams in the league. I think we can.
I would probably agree with that. Yeah.
And you're playing 1 game a week. Like, it's I know it's not rocket science.
Don't try and rationalize this and say, like, well, actually, if you could do that. But they'll beat a big team and then they'll lose to Sunderland the next week. That's the thing.
Yeah. it's just the inconsistencies, and that's the most annoying
The
part of
entire
it.
fan base would go crazy if we beat City and then we beat Sunderland after it as well. That
Yeah.
this is something
We're
that
not
has never
you.
happened.
So you're gonna have the United strand. He'd be like, "Oh, here we go, here we go."
Yeah, just about to. But I've seen even in the first few initial games, the Grimsby one, there's too much of a drop off to have that
Quality,
consistency. You know,
Yeah.
if you
It's
a
just that
couple players
starting
get
11.
injured and you have to bring players in, even the starting 11, you're like Casemiro still as a starting midfielder. Like he weren't bad against Burnley. I was watching him quite closely. I thought he was okay. But it's like, are we still starting with these players? Like uncertainty around the goalkeeper is something. The wing backs not having enough rotation there. And does Ahmad full on suit that hybrid kind of role? And Dallow's got to play sometimes. That's Dog who's still kind of stepping up into it. We've got new signings who are trying to blend together. There's too many, like you say, inconsistencies
Factors,
for me.
yeah. Too many factors at play. Yeah, and I just think Bruno deserves it. He deserved it for his time here. But it happens, as we pointed out, particularly with Brian Robson as well in the past. But like, given what he's done, the numbers that he's done in probably our worst era in 40 years, could you argue?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I weren't about in the 70s and 80s, but it's up there, isn't it?
Oh, definitely up there. So I think he deserves. I would love if he did win one and then he could bow out in style.
Yeah.
And I think he deserves that.
Yeah. Even still, though, Shrey, as you think about since he joined the club under Solskjaer, I want to say, was it 5 years ago? Would he join for 6 years?
In the January, wasn't it?
COVID year.
COVID year, was it?
5 years, yeah.
Yeah, about 5 years, isn't it? Something like that. He still won, a Carabao, an FA Cup. Obviously, we got to the Europa League final, which we lost. Is that it? Is that all he's won?
2 Europa League finals he's lost.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right, aren't you?
Have we won 2 FA Cups?
One under Ten Hag.
One
No.
FA Cup.
One.
No.
Just one.
One.
Didn't win
One
anything
final
under
we
Ole.
lost.
Yeah, lost the final
We
to
went-
City.
yeah.
Beat City.
No, we went through a period, I know, remember, where I don't think we won a trophy, was it for 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
I remember that.
But he's won a couple of things. Obviously, if you ask him now, Shreyas, he'd want to win more. But how would you reflect? It's almost like he's leaving now. He's not leaving now. It's going to be for another season. But the talk is that he's going to leave at the end of the season. How would you reflect on Bruno's time here? Do you think he'd be looked at as a legend?
I think after a few years, when people put things into perspective, definitely yes. One of the biggest reason being, if Bruno Fernandes was not at the club, United would have been relegated this year. We would be playing in the Championship.
And
that's a big
possibility
fact.
for sure. Yeah.
That's a big fact because he contributed around 30 goals in the Prem last year.
Yeah.
We scored 40. So if you take 30 out of it, 10 goals is not going to get through.
I get that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes that change has done it. Like, it doesn't always work out. Like, because you take the 30 away, someone else may have scored in an area that he. But I get what you're saying in terms of his contributions. You'd be struggling for sure.
A lot, and also because of the fact that you also need to put into perspective the players and the situation that he was in. Like Højlund had perhaps one of his worst seasons. There was big tantrums going with Rashford, a big clear out at the club at the same time. Most of your attackers were being phased out of the club. Overall, the team was completely falling apart, losing games. And then on top of that, ex-players not actually supporting, but, coming quite aggressively against the players and the club. It becomes quite tough, especially for a club captain. And then for him to come out and end the season with like 40 goal contributions, it's not easy at all. And again, I think if Bruno was not at United and at perhaps an Arsenal or maybe a City or Liverpool, the conversation around him would be completely different. That, the way people talk about him right now, that, he's an okay player, he's an okay attacking midfielder and sort of that. You put him in a different shirt rather than United. And he's going to be deemed as perhaps, one of the best in Europe, one of the best in this and that. Because there's always been a target around United players. And especially, around those players who seem to do really well on a consistent basis for you. And I think since, Bruno has come into the team, there's not been a single season where he's gone with less than 20 goal contributions in a year.
Yeah.
So... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I look at Man City now, and I look at the hole that De Bruyne has left since he's gone, and that void that they're trying to fill. I think we'll have a similar transition period where...
For sure.
I don't know, it's weird because there's two sides to it. I think we could be a more structured team with someone who suits the role more than Bruno, if that makes sense, in that kind of midfield. Because I wouldn't necessarily go out and buy Bruno Fernandes if I was looking for that position in Amarin's system, that kind of box-to-box 8 or whatever. But then when you take him out, you lose the goals and assists that he does. So it's kind of like, how do you replace that? And you look towards players like Brian Mbeumo and Cunha who have come in, and hopefully now they can, within the next 5 years, become those kind of reliable, consistent players. I think United were clutching at straws a little bit, Adam, when they put goal of the month for Man United against Burnley. It was Brian Mbeumo's tapping. Which is a little bit embarrassing because it's not a good goal. It's just the only goal that we've scored so far in the first kind of little period that we've had. So why, in your opinion, why are we creating so many chances statistically? Because me and Shreyas went through all the metrics yesterday. We are number one in a lot of things, but we're not converting them. Who is it? Is it the players, do you think? Are they too inconsistent? Is it? Yeah, what is it in your mind?
I don't know. It's a point that I think we have to look for this hyena that Paul Pogba apparently buried at Old Trafford. Like, it's a curse at this point, because we've signed particularly these two players who overperformed their XG, and now they're underperforming it again. And
typical United fashion, isn't it? That's what we do.
Typical United fashion, yeah. And we see it too often. Like, I'd be pulling my hair out at the misses that I see. Like, any other club are scoring those goals. And for whatever reason, we just can't. And it's a United thing. And this is what people, they rave on about the manager. Your system doesn't work. It's shit, all this. You're like, if the players convert the chances and, like, people will look at the result. People won't watch the full 90 minutes. They won't. They'll look at the misses. They'll laugh at them like opposition fans. Then they point the finger at the manager. The manager's shit. All this. But, like, the players have to be scoring these. And if they're scoring them, we're winning these games. And
Ahmad was the prime example, wasn't it, against Burnley? The tapping that Ahmad missed. You're like...
and we should have been easily 2-3-0 up against Burnley at that point as well. And we make our own problems constantly. And it just annoys me so much. And then people are going on, oh, United had to score a 90-minute penalty to win the game. But it should have been out of sight.
They missed 9 before that.
The first half against Fulham, Arsenal, it happens the whole time. Like, I think it will click because it isn't the same as last season. And I know Gary Neville said that quote, but it's completely different than last season. I'm seeing positive signs. And I think it's only the statistics back that. And I know football isn't all about statistics, because it's also the eye test as well. But I do see elements that we've worked on, we've improved. I just can't explain how we miss. We only miss these. Nobody else misses these. It's only our team that misses these chances. Every other team will score. And I think Liverpool are the masters at it. Their conversion rate, like, they always overperform their XG. Nearly every game. You see it, they're so clinical. I don't know if it's the case we need these, like, striker kind of finishing coaches, all this. But it's honestly frustrating. I've nearly pulled hair out of my head watching, like, the games this season, because I think we should be easily, we've had a bad game. The drop off against Grimsby was atrocious, yes. But in the league, I think we should have 3 wins. Easily.
So just in the narrative then, wouldn't it, if we had have converted those chances? But I hope it's not a full season of if buts and coconuts, like, oh, we could have done this, we could have done that. I hope we actually start delivering now, because it's time, especially with the games where, I mean, we've got City, Chelsea and Liverpool in the next kind of 6 games or something.
And you can't afford to miss those chances against those teams. You are going to be punished.
Yeah, absolutely.
Badly.
Right. let's park that, and we'll finish off on what we wanted to do. We were going to do it at the start of the video, but obviously we had the news with Onana that kind of broke. So I'm going to explain the rules just genuinely for the purpose of the viewers who are watching. If you are familiar with darts, or at least the scoring system in the UK, I don't know if is darts a UK-based sport? I want to say it is, but I don't know. I'm presuming it is. I don't know. I'll look into it.
Dutch are very big into it, aren't they?
Dutch, I'll say Dutch, UK, something like that. But it's played a lot here anyway. Dartboard, you throw darts at it, you get a score of 501, and you've got to get down from 501 to 0, right? The concept of this and what we're doing, football darts, if you want to call it that, is I'm going to ask Adam and Shreyas individually, like each going back and forth, for United players with a certain amount of appearances, and they've got to get it down from 501 to 0, and they can't go over. So you've got to use who you think in your head as like a decent amount of appearances, and then a little bit less, and then a little bit less, and so on. You'll see. Anyway, it's probably better rather than me explaining it and absolutely messing it up. You'll just see it live in action, and then we can rotate if needs be or whatever. So, 501, both of you. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
You'll go first, okay?
Just don't say Ryan Giggs, Adam. You're screwed then.
Then you're definitely 400 over or whatever it'd be. Right, so what's the first player that you're going to go with, Adam?
Thinking I'm going to go Pogba.
Paul Pogba. Okay. In your mind, how many appearances do you think Paul Pogba's had for Man United?
How long was he here? Was he here 4 years? Something like that?
Can you clarify if it was the first time he was here or if it was...
That's an important one, but I don't think it was many. I don't think it was many anyway, so you can include them as well.
I think it used to be around 70, 80.
Adam, how many do you think for Manchester United appearances, Paul Pogba?
I was going to say maybe about 200 to 300.
You think that's how many he's had for United?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the amount of games he missed. 2 injury.
I forgot, actually. I completely forgot about that.
So he's had 154 appearances for Manchester United. Yeah, that's according to Wikipedia. We will all fact check this, I think, because Wikipedia is one of the things. But I'm just going purely off Wikipedia here. So 154. So 501 take 154. I'm not that good at mental math, but 501 take 154. You're on 347 now. Okay.
Okay.
347. Shreyas, who is the first player that you are going to go for? Fred. I hope this comes up in my is the footballer, please. There's so many Freds. You couldn't have picked a worse name if you tried, Shreyas, genuinely. Jesus Christ.
Type the bipolar one.
I've just put Fred Man United. There we go. Right. Okay, how many appearances do you think he's had for Man United?
200.
139 appearances for Manchester United.
It seemed like a lot more.
It felt like it for sure. That's what I mean. 139. So you're on 362. Okay. 362. Adam, you're next up, mate.
Look, I'm gonna go finish the full sandwich, McFred. So I'm going with McTominay.
It's got to be done, McTominay. Yeah. How many appearances do you reckon he had for United?
I'm gonna go like a Fred, Pogba around that point. I'm gonna go 100 and maybe 57.
178 appearances for Manchester United. So 178. So 347. 347 take 178. That is 169 you're on now.
Okay. I hope we have Ali Pali in the back now, like, you know, going mental there.
Right. Shreyas has no idea what we're on about, but player? Remember, you're on 362 now. So if you get anyone with that appearances over that, you're gone.
I'll go with Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. That should take a decent chunk off. Harry Maguire. Man United. Where you at, Harry? English footballer. There we go. How many do you think for United?
104.
169 appearances for Harry Maguire. So,
damn it. That would have been perfect for me.
I know, yeah. I just think bastard. I would have had it then. Take 169. So you're on 193. Shreyas. 193. Adam, Next up, now you got to start boxing clever, maybe with substitution kind of players, that kind of ballpark.
Squad roles. I'm gonna go Michael Owen.
Michael, look, that's a safe bet. That's a really safe bet. Mate. Fair enough. Fair play. I'd probably say he had about 40 appearances or something. Michael.
Yeah.
No, I don't want Owen the country. What? Michael Owen. The most boring pundit ever. So for Manchester United, how many, Adam, do you think he had?
I'm going to go about 53, something like that.
31.
Oh, that was a lot worse than I thought.
Yeah. 169, take 31, and that is 138. 138. Shreyas, next up, you're on 193, buddy.
Okay. I need to really, really think hard.
You need to be careful here, mate.
Johnny Evans.
Johnny Evans, great shout. Johnny Evans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just going to come up like Evans Bikes or something, isn't it? Honestly, this Wikipedia page, mate, I need to find something better than this. Johnny Evans has, for Manchester United, apparently there's an archaeologist called Johnny Evans. Why is there so many people called Johnny Evans? English footballer, not in 1932. He wasn't born then. Oh, my God. Canadian archaeologist, mathematician.
Canadian archaeologist.
John Evans. I didn't put John Evans. I put Johnny Evans. Right, Google's just going to be easier. Let me fucking do that. Johnny Evans apps. Are you going off the second time he joined? I take it.
Yeah, I think in totality he should have around 120.
So he has 30 for Man United the second time around.
No, that's the full.
Oh, you're going for the full?
Yeah.
Oh, 131 he's got. So 131. So 191.
60 I'm left with.
131. You are left with 60. Thanks, Shreyas. 60. Adam, you're on 138, mate. Could be bold and risk it. And go for the full 138. Oh, you can box clever.
I'm gonna go Andrew Herrera. Because like I think he did get to that 100 and something, but I don't think it was high. Because he did leave quite early.
Man United. Oh, that is close. 132.
132.
132.
Yeah. Minus
equals 6.
Shreyas. Oh, now I'm sweating.
You're on 6. You're on
how
6
many is he
there.
left with?
Adam's got 6. So you need a player with 6 appearances or someone who's made 1.
Okay, I'll go with Sabitzer.
Sabitza's a great shout. Loaney signing. He's definitely not played more than 60
20.
games.
I don't think he's got over 20.
Sabitzer. Marcel Sabitzer. For Manchester United, 11 appearances.
That was it?
Take 11. 50. You're on 49 now.
Yes.
Adam, you need someone who's either played 1 or 2 times for Man United or a total of 6 appearances. So really, really choose this carefully. Who are you going with next?
Tom Heaton.
Oh, it's going to be more. It's going to be more than 6.
I don't think so. I think it's quite low because I think one game I can remember. One game in the cup. That was it.
Say Nonny. From 2021. Has he not played? Has he not played like an official game for United?
I thought he has. Did he not play in the cup?
I thought he did.
Surely
it's not just pre-season. I mean, I have to go off what it's saying, so take 0.
Oh, still there.
Yeah, you're still on 6. So Shreyas, next up.
Amrabat.
He's just gone for the loans now.
Yeah, I have to be very careful now.
Yeah, tap in signings. Sofyan Amrabat, the Gattuso for the FA Cup final, and that was it.
Yep.
On loan to Manchester United, he played 21 games. 21 games. So you are on 28, is that right? 49 take 21?
Yeah,
28, innit? 28. 49 take 21.
I couldn't remember the name of my next
28. Right, we are right down close to the wire now. So. Oh.
It might be a bit risky as well. Lee Grant.
Lee Grant. Oh.
I couldn't remember his name. I had to search it.
Lee Grant. That's not Lee Grant. Fuck off. Wikipedia, honestly. I've typed Lee Grant, and it's like a woman who's come up from the 1940s. Goalkeeper. Could I put Man United, maybe? Oh, well, he doesn't play for Man United anymore, does he? Lee Grant. Apps.
I think he played one or two.
Man United. Made 2 senior appearances for Manchester United during his time. So 6 take 2 equals 4.
It's more difficult now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shreyas.
Wout Weghorst.
Weghorst. How many do you think he made?
Ooh. 10, 15?
How many are you on? 28?
28.
Oh. You've gone over.
I've gone over?
31 apps for
For
Man
United?
United on loan. Yeah. Let me double check his Wikipedia. It says 17. It says 17 on Wikipedia, and then when I go on Google, it says 22-23 season, 31 appearances.
I'll check SofaScore.
Was that including, was it Burnley that he came from?
Well, I've gone with Wikipedia so far, so I'll stick with Wikipedia, and that's 17. Okay, so 17 on loan. I'll go with. I'll get all these officially confirmed.
It says 26 on another side.
That's what I mean. Like, what the fuck? Some are probably including like Premier League appearances. Some are friendlies. I'm guessing. I don't know. So 28 take 17 purely off Wikipedia, and that leaves you with 11, doesn't it? So Shreyas is on 11. Adam is on 4. Adam, you're up, mate.
I couldn't remember Lee Grant's name, so I looked it up. I didn't look at the appearances or anything, but I completely forgot this fella played for United. And I think it could be around that level. It could be around. It might be bold to go for it. So it's a goalkeeper as well, and I think we probably all forgot that he signed for us.
Oh, I know you're gonna say.
Valdez.
I know you're gonna say. Who?
Victor Valdez.
Oh, no, that's not. I thought you were going to go with someone else. Victor Valdez. Nah, he played more for Louis Van Gaal. Was it Van Gaal? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
2 appearances for Manchester United.
Get there.
2 equals 2.
Oh,
You're almost
God.
there. So, Shreyas, you've got 11. That's a tricky one.
I'll keep it safe. I'll go with Dubravka.
That's who I thought Adam was going to go for.
Yeah.
Dubravka.
I'll play it safe.
Dubravka.
He had 1?
No, I'm searching. Martin Dubravka, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
Martin, yes, Slovak goalkeeper for Man United on loan. Yeah, this must not be including the cup games because it says 0 appearances for Man United. But I remember him appearing in the Carabao Cup for us, and he had an absolute stinker against Newcastle, I think it was.
I think it was, just 1 game in the cup.
Yeah,
Something
so that's
like
0. So I have to take off 0, going off Wikipedia. So he's still on 11. Adam, chance to win it, mate, with 2 appearances.
It's a difficult one because I'm trying to think like, maybe an academy player that's come through. I was thinking Amas, but has he played more? Like appearances, I think he's come on as a sub.
Well, that's the risk you've...
Yeah.
And I was trying to think, who else do you have? Is there any
Think about like the
again?
worst reserve players ever who have just like...
But even, I think Jemba had more, didn't he?
Yeah,
he had a good few. So you're just trying to think.
No rush, take your time.
Oh, No. I'm
Should be
trying to
saying
think.
Valdez had 2 with a laughing face. This is what I mean. This on Wikipedia. Next time I do it, I'm gonna do it off something different because Google's saying different, Wikipedia's saying different, SofaScore's saying different. So I might have to go on the official Man United website next time.
I also had the thought. You remember the left back that Spurs ended up signing? What was his name? Like he came on loan to us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Spanish.
He's Spanish, yeah.
Yeah,
Reguilon. Yeah, but I think he did play more than that. I think he played at least.
He played against Bayern Munich. He played a few games.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is tricky. I think he's had one or two appearances. I'm gonna go Lacey.
Shea Lacey. Has he had a first team appearance, Shea Lacey?
I think he had.
I don't think he has.
Has he not? Has he not had one?
Didn't he play in like that post-season, after season, whatever it was in Malaysia?
Yeah, he might have played in that, but no appearances for Man United. But I have to take it. So 0 equals 2. Shreyas, your chance to win it, mate.
How many am I on?
11 still.
I'm going with the risk. I might go over. Angel Gomez.
Gomez. Yeah, he didn't have that many appearances.
I
First team
had,
appearances.
That's why he left, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think 4 or 5 he had.
So he had 5.
Oh.
Take 5 equals 6. So Shreyas is on 6, Adam on 2. Now you need to start scraping the barrel.
Another name that did pop out, I was thinking these kind of academy players that have come through.
Yeah.
And I think Charlie Savage. I think Robbie Savage's son. Because I remember he had that one game, but I can't remember him starting.
It might have been a cup game, though, in which case I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure it'll register. No, 0 it's saying.
No,
on the thing. Take 0 equals
He
2.
definitely had that game. He had to have that. Do you remember?
I remember. I knew you were on about what.
Yeah.
Look, listen, I've got to go off what we've been going off.
How many players has Adam named?
We're gonna be at like 12 o'clock, and we're gonna be like thinking about reserve players from 1998, being like, what about Taibe? What about fucking whoever?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on 6.
6, correct, sir.
Okay.
It's weird, isn't it? Because you can overdo it very easily.
Yeah.
Like. You best go in with academy players or goalkeepers. That's probably your best bet.
I'll go with Zaha. I don't think that he played a lot.
Oh, I think you might be over there. I could be wrong. I wish we had like a heartbeat sound just to make it a bit more tense. Flashing red lights and all that. 2 appearances for United.
Damn it! Damn it!
Yeah, I thought he played more than that. Take 2 equals 4. Fucking hell, this is a slow drag to the end of the line, this. Adam.
Oh, I'm trying to think of like academy players.
Wow. I'm on 4.
Like, name that popped into my head was Ben Amos, but I'm not too sure yet.
Amos?
Yeah, I don't know whether to lock it in yet, so I'm just thinking.
Excuse me.
Who has... No, Collier has made more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he has. And what was the man's name? But I think he's made more too under Van Gaal. He started a lot. The Northern Irish defender. What was his name again?
Who? Sorry.
Jordan Van Gaal. He was from Northern Ireland. He was.
Oh yeah. I know. Paddy McNair.
Yeah. Paddy McNair. I was thinking as well. Who can I go with? Could be here to 12. Like you're talking shrewd players who've made only one appearance. That's why you can't think really many.
None of you want to risk it, do you? You really
Yeah,
don't
it's
want
a
to
bit
risk
of a-
it.
Like I maybe, and then like in my head, I'm thinking Roy Carroll. I'm thinking goalkeepers back then. Who was the backup keeper to Schmeichel? What was his name again?
Van der Gaal. Was it?
Van der Gaal.
Raymond
But
Van
I
der
think,
Gaal.
yeah, I can't remember. Well, obviously, I don't remember back then. I was a bit
That's what I'm saying.
young. I was in nappies.
Yeah.
But like that wasn't that Schmeichel's last year, and it was kind of known that it was his last year kind of thing. And he
I am
started
just
a
a
lot.
host. I cannot educate or encourage.
Screw up. I'm going to go with him. I'm going to go
Van
with
der
him.
Gaal.
Yeah, because whenever I look back at highlights, okay, I see Schmeichel in goals for the FA Cup, for the Champions League. So
Let's have a look, shall we? I don't know how to spell Van der Gaal. Is that me being stupid or?
Van der Grout. No, I don't want to get a grout remover.
I think I've got it there. For Man United,
Over, yeah.
37 appearances for Man
What?
United. Yeah. From 1996 to 2002, Man United, Raymond Van der Gaal made 37 appearances.
I was probably
So-
the majority probably been after Schmeichel
Equals
left.
minus 35, which means, Mr. Singh, you are the winner. It's taken us an hour to get there, but I was going to do it the other way because I wanted to have a go at it, but I think we'll be here for another hour if I was to do it again. So maybe next time and we'll do it, or we'll get like
Definitely
a
do
viewer
it again.
involved.
Good.
Yeah. I want to do that because I want to test myself and do it. But yeah, we was live before and we've been live for 50 minutes so far. So I'll let the lads get off and enjoy your winnings, Shreyas. Even though you don't win absolutely anything for it, just a bit of pride.
Does he
and
get to
dignity.
go for 0 though? Does he? Does he want to go for 0?
You can do if you want. Would you try it, Shreyas? 4 appearances.
He's already won.
You might as well risk it, because you've already won.
Yeah.
So
Michael Keane.
Keane. I don't couple Keane because Roy Keane will come up. Michael Keane. Let's have a look. Did you mean Michael Keane? Yeah, that's what I typed. Stupid bastard.
What type?
For Man United, 1 appearance. So you'd be on 3. Do you want to go again, mate?
Zidane Iqbal.
Iqbal, very good shout.
I remember everyone shouting for him to start.
Yeah.
I know. What's he doing now?
I
Question.
don't even know where he is.
No.
0 appearances.
No wonder they were calling for him to.
Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll do this next time.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
drag it out. I'm very conscious. I don't want to drag it out for too long. But yeah, very, very interesting. Next time we do this, one of you two be the host and I jump in.
Yeah.
And I'll do the appearances. Yeah. Cool. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We have spoken about Carlos BALEBA, Bruno Fernandes, Kobe Mainoo, Andrew Onana's loan to Trabzonspor as well as many, many other things on Saturday Night Live. So enjoy your weekend, people. I'm sure Adam and Shreyas will be enjoying theirs. Leave a like on the video for us, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next.